Hello everyone, welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. We're back with some more Spelljammer excitement. Once again, our players are...
Hi, I'm Lance Corporal Higgimus. I'm playing a Giff fighter.
Comes
I'm
unprepared.
David.
Sorry.
I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon, and I go after Higgimus.
Next,
Oh,
Leva.
Oh, I should have probably turned myself on if such a nice introduction. Okay, I'm Levalithana, and I play an elven via the mage.
I'm playing Yeldan Sharpeye, a Elven Ranger.
I am playing Ockar, human paladin.
Hi, I'm playing Lafdul, a mischiefmaker thief.
Okay, so where we left off last time... Oh, actually, before we get into that, there was a bit of a review for the game. I'll go ahead and toss the link into the Twitch chat for people who want to check that out. It was a very nice review. If I can find where my link is to that. What did I do with you, Link? There you are. It was very nice, and I very much appreciated the review. So for those who want to check that out, there it is in the Twitch chat. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back into the game. Go hop over to the Phlogiston for now. Alright, so I believe that you guys took a little bit of time to heal up after that and everything like that. Everyone should be healed up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I found to my surprise when I woke up again that I had a lot of new spells. Wow. I'll have to try all of them.
You can finally understand some of those more powerful spells in that spell book, huh?
Yep. It was
Yeah,
a very
level
nice
3 is a good
surprise.
one. Level 3 is a good... Isn't that where Fireball becomes available?
Yep.
I didn't look.
She doesn't have that yet.
No, but...
Yes, it does. Alright, so you guys were thinking about stopping by that planetoid and refreshing your air envelope?
Mm.
Yep. Because a little temporary passenger mentioned it, that it was safe.
Well,
For the air,
Yeah.
anyways.
the air being safe and the ground being safe are two different things.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
But I just meant for just the air.
Okay, it takes a number of hours to get back there. It took about, what was it, 4, or was it 6? I forget how many hours it took you to get out there. It doesn't matter. It's about another day's travel overall, getting out to the wreck and getting back to the planetoid. It looks like it's covered, as I described it last time, covered in some sort of tree or bush. Not big trees, but maybe kind of 7-8 foot tall, kind of scraggly trees. Not a type that you're really familiar with.
Hmm.
They'll count as a forest, technically.
Yeah, it would.
If only we had a ranger on board.
Have we got these spells, so to speak? Because I was in the process of changing my spells.
Yes, it's been another day.
Yeah, and I wanted to... Alright, now carry on.
Yeah,
I just wanted to know, that was all.
it would have. You would have had time. I'm fine with that. Time to memorize new spells and everything.
And we're trying to go there to refresh our envelope, yeah? And
Yeah.
we're not sure whether or not we should go there.
Oh, we knew it was safe, the passenger. I don't know if he's still with us. Said it was a safe air envelope. I don't know. Knows nothing about the land though.
Lafdul has this spell, he's willing to try out. he wants to try out his augury.
Okay.
So, on this foresty area, see if it's gonna cause us. I just haven't wrote it up in my spell list. I've literally been changing.
Oh, were
Because
you
I got
talking
too many
about?
spells.
Were you asking if Teal was still with us?
Huh? No,
Yeah,
augury. It's
Well,
no?
yeah, but, Teal would have left you guys actually. After guiding you to that thing. I probably should have done that. Yeah. So after you guys rest and you recover from your battle with those undead creatures, he would have gained his powers back and bade farewell and floated off into the phlogiston again.
Okay. Well, we would have all said goodbye to him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll run into him again someday.
And thanks for the help.
Went for level
Foreshadowing.
20 or something. If we get that far.
Well, hey, we have yet to meet a celestial dragon, so
Don't jinx us.
No, the Yeldan will meet one alone.
well, the thing is they're not all bad, right? So they could be a nice one. Thing.
Okay, so let's see. Your base chance of receiving a meaningful reply is 70 plus 1% per casting level. Actually, let me double check to make sure that this works in the phlogiston.
Oh,
It is
yeah,
a
that's
third
a
level
good point.
spell.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of in the space between spheres of influence.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
spells don't
If
work.
I'd known that, I probably would have took a different spell.
But you wouldn't have
But
known
you-
one way or the other.
Oh,
Yep.
that's a good way to find out.
Yeah, you'll get XP if it fails.
Okay.
And I did message you how I did it. It was via the dice roll. How I would augury it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you,
If the dice roll's successful or not, because he rolls that behind the screen.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying what my augury instrument is a bunch of dice.
Oh, of course.
Oh, nice.
All right, so what exactly are you asking? I need a specific question.
Will we meet our doom going there? Or will there... It has to be a positive and negative.
That is a positive and negative. It's yes or no.
Yeah, let him ask.
No, that's fine. Will we meet our doom going there?
Okay, let's see. Okay. You get you roll your dice, and everyone else just sees. I mean, well, actually, let's ask. What kind of dice are they? Are they just six-sided dice, or are they fancier
Yeah, they are
dice?
six-sided dice. Two.
It's not D20.
There's six of them. Two of them are picked on one. If I explain what each side of the six-sided dice, there's two of each type, so there's three sides to it, so to speak. So two of them are pictures of Everin, two of them are skulls for obviously a bad event, and can't remember what I had for my neutral. Hang on, let me just check my message with you. So I'm sure I had it. Oh, I think it might have been treasure. The two positives might have been treasure. The neutral ones would have been Everin, and the two false ones were skulls, I think. But that's basically, And based on those dice roll, I would get an interpretation of what I might foresee, if it'll be a good or bad,
Or neutral.
Okay. So you make your prayers, and at the end of your prayers and your question, you roll the dice. And do you want me to tell you what the dice come up, or do you want me to tell you what the response is, and then you role play out what the dice would be?
Well,
I'll whisper it to you on Roll20 so that people watching the stream can see it.
Sorry, my mind's a tiny bit distracted at the moment.
That's fine.
I
So
I
tempting.
rose. I will explain. I rose 66, essentially. Whatever it is in game. It's just running dice.
Yeah.
But how? So each dice has 2 skulls, 2 treasure, 2 pictures of Everin, and basically based on what Old gets as the roll, he translates that into the dice roll. So if I got like a neutral, you say the majority of them are pictures of Everin, but it might have like a treasure or a skull on, depending on whether or not we would have monsters with loot or something, based on how many skulls or whatever. So, all right. For example, say there's going to be like a lot of monsters on there. I don't know. You would give me like 4 skulls and like 2 treasure things, meaning there'd be a hard fight, but there'd be treasure there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Anyone?
It makes
That's
sense.
pretty creative.
I'm just trying to think of how I should put this down.
Probably be easier if Old tells you what the thing is, and then you work out what the dice should be.
Most likely.
Alright.
Let's see.
Because then you can sit down and figure out your own rules for what all the individual dice mean.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
At some point.
It's fairly adaptive. At least I thought. Yeah, I think it
There's
is.
echo here. There's
there?
echo here. I heard Big Mac twice. Everything Braxon said, I hear twice.
Do you have the stream open? Because I'm not getting any duplication.
I'm not either. It's muted on my end.
Okay, I'll check here.
I don't. I'm on the videos page where I still have chat, but I don't have the stream open.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting any echo, so I think that's on your end.
I'm not
Okay,
getting
I'll
echo
check
either.
here.
All right, so let me send you the message.
He's sending us on Discord or on.
I'm sending you a whisper
Roll20.
on Roll20 in just a second.
The whisper means that none of the rest of us can see it, but the audience can.
Right.
It would just show up in my chat thing. I don't think that's like a special, like, oh.
Yeah, so you should see that.
I would say when you all right, and let me just clarify on that wording.
Okay. Based on what you've said, I would probably say 3 skulls, 2 treasures, 1 Aravan.
Yeah, I was going to go free on the skulls and treasures, but I wasn't sure what you meant by substantial. I wasn't sure if that was middle ground or if it was slightly more favored towards the dangerous end.
That's what I would go with. 3, 2, and 1.
All right, yeah, no, that's fine. I agree with that.
Oof. 3, 2, and
All right, so you can convey that to the party, and they can decide what they want to do.
All right, I convey that there is substantial risk, but there is reward going there.
Yeah, sorry, I misspelled that.
Okay.
yeah.
We'll have to be careful.
I think we should go.
Well, thing
Braxon,
is,
you want to have some loot.
But thing is, we know there is danger there, so we can actually prepare ahead of time for it.
Yeah. I think, last time we got into the combat and I said we should pull out the room and other people didn't pull out the room and we got into a bit of trouble. We had archers at the back trying to shoot around us. So it might be worth us having a quick think about tactics.
I think I'm gonna bring what's left of my magic arrow supply.
All right.
Because
What
we've
are you
got...
suggesting, Braxon?
Well, I'm just thinking we've got spellcasters and things. Once we get caught up in fight, Lafdul can't bless us, assuming he's got a bless.
Yeah, I do.
And
Enough for one more use.
it might be worth agreeing on fallback positions and things like that. What to do if anyone gets injured, that sort of thing.
Question
Right.
for Ald, real quick.
Yep.
Bless and A do not stack, do they?
They do.
Oh, they
Yeah,
do stack. Oh, wow.
Same with the fairy fire and my battle fate, they all stack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm like the
I'd
party
love-
buffer.
Well, yeah, that's what I always imagined you to be kind of like out of character. I always imagined Lafdul to be the kind of guy who would cast Sanctuary on himself, get to backstab position, and stab something in the back. Finally get a backstab off for once.
Yeah, well, I think Level is trying to encourage me with the invisibility. You know, I'll give him some magical aid.
Right.
Yeah,
Is there...
nothing wrong with that.
No. It's just this poor thief. He needs all the help he can get.
So,
I actually wonder how you could backstab if you were to fly. If I made you fly.
Can you
You
cast
give him
others?
flight, and you give him
Yeah.
invisibility. He needs all the help he needs because otherwise he's useless.
I'd love to see this situation play out like a flying backstab.
So
Oh.
here's a question. This does count as a forest. I can roll a survival check with no penalties, or a tracking check with no penalties, basically.
Yeah, if you were
Things
to
like
get down
that.
there.
right. Well, that's an initial point. What do you think, Yeldan? You're the expert. Is there a good place to land?
What would I roll for that? Survival? Forest?
There are clearings. The entire thing is not covered in trees.
From what I can see up here, there's a few clearings. I can't know what's on the ground without seeing it. I don't know what kind of creatures are down there without trying to find some tracks first. I can't
Do
do
you
that from up here.
Do you think you could have a look with your spyglass, Higgimus?
Perhaps.
Maybe there's a crashed ship somewhere that we could go and investigate.
All right. I'll hand this. Let's let Yeldan take a look since he might have a better idea, and I'll let him do the searching there.
That's a wisdom check, right?
Mhm.
Out of
Or
interest, would clairvoyance help in such a case?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, I don't have it anyway, but I haven't memorized it, but still.
So wisdom check. That's my wisdom exactly.
Okay. All right. So you're just kind of scanning the rock. Okay. Are you guys trying to survey the entire thing, or are you just looking?
Yeah,
at one
taking
side,
a
or what?
look at it, taking a look at the entire thing, seeing if there's any, can spot anything, any dangers from the outer edges of it.
Might also be worth looking for if there's anything like open water. Any sort of sign of inhabitation.
Are those trees alive, so to speak?
Well, yeah.
All right. That's.
Are they trying to reach out in claws?
Yeah.
Or
That's not such a stupid question in the
do
Spelljammer
they
universe.
have eyes? Are
So-
they looking at us with malice?
So what Yeldan can see is there are some clearings. The clearings appear to be covered in perhaps a moss. It doesn't look like grass. He's not familiar with the trees themselves. They're of a type that he's never seen before, but they're similar to deciduous trees as opposed to coniferous trees. And I said coniferous, not carnivorous.
Yeldan might have run into a few carnivorous trees before, though.
Maybe. But they look like fairly standard trees that you would that you might encounter in scrubland or high up on windswept mountains, kind of thing.
Would Leva see anything with herbalism? Recognize anything with herbalism?
You're not looking at anything. I mean, you're Yeldan is the one looking with the spyglass right now.
Oh, okay.
And no, you need to actually like have contact with the stuff, close contact with stuff to really be able to tell much with herbalism.
Okay.
Question: do we keep notes on our herbalism, or is this all just memory?
It's up to you.
All right, yeah. So I would have like a little book of stuff, essentially,
All right.
reference guide.
That you're probably adding to all the time.
There, on one side of the rock, there does appear to be a tangle of denser trees. Looks like there may be some something similar to seaweed mixed in with all the trees. So it really creates a big tangled mess at one part.
Oh, it's a shame.
Well, I point that out and say I figure that's probably where your danger and treasure is.
What's tangled in there? It's
It might be whatever that seaweed stuff is.
Could be the plants themselves. That could be the treasure. We just might not be aware of it.
How close is the nearest clearing?
It's difficult to say exactly, but maybe a hour walk. Now, while you're looking at this, you don't see any actual creatures, Yeldan. Like, you don't see any animals wandering around. As far as you can see, there's only plant life.
Are there any bones?
So an
I ask
incomplete
Yeldan.
ecosystem. I can't see that from up here. There wouldn't be that's findable.
There's certainly no large bones in the clearings.
Any,
So,
like,
Too
the
much
shells or
foliage.
maybe
skulls or anything like that.
The foliage is there's too much foliage to see anything else.
What do you think, Yeldan? If we landed over in the nearest clearing, do you think we'd be able to navigate through without getting lost?
Oh, I'm fairly confident in my abilities in the forest.
The one time I didn't prepare nature spells they can tangle. The one time they're useful.
So, Higgimus, what do you think? What orders do you think we should give the crew while we're down there?
just keep an eye on the ship. Kill anything that tries to board it.
Yeah. Do you want to
That isn't us.
bring any? Do you want to bring any with us to carry things, or leave them all on the ship?
I
think
think
at
I
least
could-
one as the messenger.
I think we should just leave them on the ship. No point in risking our crew.
They don't have to partake in combat. They could just be there as a runner.
Yeah, but like if we use one person as a runner, they've got to find their way through the woods on their own.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the only person I'd probably want to bring as a runner would be our Giff, because he can handle himself. But
He can't exactly run.
yeah,
He runs slower.
Well, he can waddle.
could he get back without being lost?
What about like
No.
some form of signal? We come up with a signal flare kind of plan. Like we light a big bonfire. That means we need some kind of help. Maybe we should come up with something like that.
How dense is the foliage?
Magical fire.
Called?
Hold on a second. Ockar is asking something. What are you asking?
Wouldn't that be kind of hard to do in a hurry if you don't have magical fire?
What would be hard to do?
He's suggesting if like something comes up, we light some kind of bonfire or something to alert others. But wouldn't that be kind of hard to do in a hurry if we don't have magical fire like lava? And also, aren't we still in the Phlogiston?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all right, forget that.
Yeah.
And
that-
yeah,
that's-
it would also be difficult to light a bonfire. Even
Yeah,
if
I
you
was
were
also
not in
gonna.
the
I was
Phlogiston.
gonna say, one.
But,
there doesn't look to be much deadwood.
Leva?
The good news is that the crew would notice.
I think
That's
I think
accurate.
If we did a big enough fire, the crew would be dead along with us.
Leva,
And the
do
whole
you happen...
planet would explode. Planetoid could explode. Yes, possibly.
Oh no,
Asher?
Asher's asking something.
Leva, by any chance, do you happen to have something like cantrip or dancing lights or something along that line?
No.
No finger waggling things along that
Lots
lines?
of, lots of. I've got fog cloud, but I don't think that's what you mean.
No.
You mean like a light spell?
For our efforts.
I've continuous. What's it called? Continual light.
You have that memorized?
Sorry.
You have that memorized?
No.
No. So I don't have a light spell memorized either.
I have nothing useful memorized.
I was thinking of something a little bit more flashy than a continual light or just spelling light spell. I was thinking
Well,
What do you mean?
I saw a wizard once that had a spell where these little light globes of different colors would move about however he wanted them to.
Oh,
I have Snillock Snowball, but again, it's not memorized. So I could sort of lob snowballs at whatever.
what do you
Yes,
think?
Braxon?
What do you think the range on our signal whistles is?
Probably not an hour's travel through foliage.
Okay, right. Well, we're just going to have to accept the fact that we'll be out of range.
Besides,
Old, a question.
Mhm.
Mount, is that just a mount for myself, or is that could the mount I conjure, I summon, be used by someone else as well?
It summons an actual horse. I'm not sure if it works in the phlogiston though.
Yeah, summoning. Same with my messenger. I was thinking of that as well, but I don't know. Are we? I was thinking maybe we're overthinking this.
Well,
Just
if
land
there's-
yeah, I
first,
think
or-
we're overthinking this, said Yeldan. I'm pretty confident to navigate the forest and possibly get the drop on anything.
If we can't take precautions, then we don't have to worry about it. If we can take precautions, then we should. But in a situation where they're obviously not going to make any difference, and there's nothing we can do about it. Is there
wait.
any equipment you think we should bring along?
Wait. I do have. Old, how useful would be something like Spectral Force? What could I do with that? That one I actually memorized because I want to know what I can do with it.
Isn't Spectral Force like an invisible wall?
It depends on what you want. I mean, you can try a variety of illusionary effects with it. I'll put it that way.
I've been reading up and down on it, and Spectral Force, similar to what's it called, Phantasmal Force,
Yeah.
And except it actually is more lifelike.
Yeah.
It includes scent, smell, and thermal illusion. So, what could I do with this in such a situation?
I mean, Spectral Force and Phantasmal Force are the bread and butter of the illusionist class. They you can make almost anything that fits within the area of effect.
All right, I put it to the group. I say I memorized Spectral Force. So, if it works, then tell me what you think I might you might want me to summon.
We could use it
Those
to
two.
make a copy of our party, and while we run away or something.
Yes.
Does it work for more than one person?
I mean,
To cop-
it's the
A
kind of thing
distraction,
like
basically.
so.
Cool.
Let me just point out. I mean, you can make almost anything you want within certain limitations.
Limitations.
And reason.
It's a 40-foot cube plus
so-
10 foot.
Right, but
Mm.
so it's extremely situational.
Mm.
I mean, it's like, you get into a situation and suddenly you're like, oh, I think this thing would be really helpful here, and so you cast it and you conjure an illusion of that thing. So
Levalithana Beholder, just saying.
Right. I propose the following. You tell me what you want me to bring up as an illusion if we manage to get the discussion about it to less than 5 minutes.
All I would say to that is keep that in your pocket and It sounds like something that's very useful as a utility, as more of a reaction to a situation rather than as a preemptive preparing to a situation.
Yeah.
Expensive for you to cast.
I have one of them.
No, I mean as in spell component. I think he's meaning spell components.
That's one thing I have to check with all. Is it the same one as Phantasmal Force? Because there's no spell component in Spectral Force.
Let me double check.
No, it's just verbal and somatic. There's no material. And the listing of it.
Yep.
It says it's otherwise similar to the improved Phantasmal Force.
Yeah, so, it says components VS, which is verbal and somatic, no material components.
Oh, okay. So it's better than Phantasmal Force, and it doesn't need as many ingredients?
Yeah. Higher level.
I think
version.
the
That doesn't
difference
really
in
make sense,
between
but
them
okay.
is
No, it's higher level.
Oh, is it higher? I thought Spectral
Third
Force
level
is
rather than first.
Spectral Force is
Phantasmal
limited
Force is
to
level
an
1,
area.
Improved
Alright.
Phantasmal Force is level 2, Spectral Force is level 3. It's basically a progression of the exact same things that at the higher level it is, the more powerful it is to cast.
Well,
Cool.
if you was asking me how to build ships, I could tell you how to build ships. If you was asking me how to fight things, I could tell you that. If you're asking me how to cast your spells, that's what you know.
I'm not asking you how I should cast a spell. I'm asking for ideas on what the illusion, since this is an illusion, should contain.
I
So
think
think about it. Think about it, and tell me when you have the feeling that it's necessary, and maybe even what you want.
I
think
believe
Deep spawn.
I
or
think the
that
kind of
fireball.
point is that that's up to you. Is that, I mean, when you get into a situation where you think that will be useful, cast it.
I will do that.
be it to conjure something to scare an enemy or signal the crew, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I will do that. But I, as I said, if we manage to keep the discussion to less than 5 minutes.
Well,
I think it's been more than 5 minutes.
yeah.
Already, yes.
How far can this thing move?
Is
Thing?
it stuck?
This thing
In
that
that
you can
area.
create that's in a cube, that's illusional, that can scare people.
Just a moment. It is 40 feet cube plus 10 feet per cube plus 10 feet per level, and the
Right.
rest is in the.
But can you send it up into the sky to signal the ship?
I'd have to go to the other spell. Can you answer that, Old, please?
Range
You
is
cast
60
it in
yards
the
plus 1
sky.
yard per level.
How many per
Basically,
level?
yes, she can cast. I think it can do it in the sky.
Hang on, let all talk, because he said something about yards per level.
60 yards plus 1 yard per level.
Right, so they probably can't see over the tree canopy.
Do you know how long 60 yards is?
60 yards, yet the area
Yeah.
of effect is also going to be 90 foot on top of that. So
Right, so
so a yard is about a meter.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking like 60 meters. And I
Yeah, but
described the
size of the
trees
tree.
as kind of scrub-like. Not terribly
yeah,
tall.
miles above.
Anyway, you have to, according
Okay.
to this here, the DM has to rule on the effectiveness of this spell.
okay
So-
then. Well, then you asked my input. My input would be is that we could if you know what you can do with this thing that you could send up into the air that would glow or something like that, we could have a prearranged signal with our crew that they send someone up high to keep a watch out for this thing coming up in the air, and if they see it, it means we want them to come and help us.
Your ship is taller than the trees.
Right, so they keep a watch over the top of the trees
They
for
can do that. They don't
a
need the
signal.
illusion. Then they can see us with the. Do they have a spyglass?
they won't-
Higgimus
they won't
has
see
a
us-
spyglass.
They won't see us through the trees, but you could send this thing up if we need help. And if you need to use it for something else, then that's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we could agree, I don't know, you could have a big glowing sword in the air.
Okay.
Or a bat.
All right. Hold
Speaking-
on. we are over discussing this.
Yeah.
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 You've got
we
kind of
are.
some ideas going. You don't need to detail exactly what it is.
Okay.
Um.
One more question, Old, and then I shut up. And that is, well, about this subject in any way. Since when I call up an illusion, do I need to have it in mind what I want exactly? So
Yeah.
let's say if I want to call up a beholder, and I don't know what the beholder is and how it looks like, then I won't be able to summon it to make an illusion that looks like one. Correct?
Correct. To a certain extent. I mean, you can create an illusion of a beholder based on what you think a beholder would look like.
Okay.
But you
So-
have seen a beholder, so
So basically, I mean, you can create an illusion of anything that you can imagine. Be it something that
Yes,
you've
okay.
seen before or something that you haven't seen before. I'll put it that
All
way.
right.
But it's up to... But you have to create it in your mind, basically.
Yes. Okay.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna
Let's
ask Lava if she wants to take that super staff with us. Or
I'm sorry.
the staff that we have sitting in the ship stores. It's chock full of magical power.
Is that the rod?
Yes. That's what
Yes.
he's talking about.
Let's take it.
All right.
Right. If we've got time when we get back, assuming we don't have to rapidly leave, I'd like to take some samples of the wood. If it looks like it might be that we can make things out of it, that we could see whether it's stronger material than normal wood.
All right.
Maybe
Take a
we'll
nap.
take
Yeldan
some
will
samples,
mention
and-
how far off course this place is.
Labour will take samples for herbalism.
Okay.
Lafdul as well.
All right. So you aim for that clearing. You were quite a ways away when you were, doing all this investigation with the spyglass and everything like that. And you begin to bring the ship towards the planetoid. When out of that tangled mess that Yeldan spotted, two serpentine creatures appear. And they're coming towards you.
Snakes.
Bow out. Magic
They're-
flight arrow knocked.
They're flying, I should point out. They're coming towards you. You have not landed yet.
Pull out my gun. Oh wait.
Pull up. Ready the
Get
ballista.
ranged weapons.
Shoot
Are
it.
they aggressive or are they just?
They're
Are they
going
friendly?
straight for us. They're hostile. We're food
know.
to them.
Braxon's going to wave and look friendly.
I'm gonna yell general quarters.
Okay.
Yeah. General quarters. Near your battle station.
Can I cast
Not a-
spells or?
They're probably within range of your ballista right now, but they are not within range of any missile weapons that you have.
Can you
We don't-
describe them a little bit?
Okay. Yes. So they actually look rather familiar to you guys. They're pretty big. It's kind of hard for you guys to tell for sure, considering that you haven't landed there and have a good idea of scales. But Yeldan has, so he has a pretty good idea that they're quite large. They are wingless serpents, snake-like, but they have a fin running down from their head down a little ways on their back, and their scales are kind of like mother of pearl or gypsum.
As soon as I see that they are the same type of, they're basically that one creature we encountered in the phlogiston that I shot with normal arrows and it was just fine. I'm switching to Seraph Arrow.
Okay, so that is what they look like, and there are two of them. One of
Are
them
they
is slightly
attacking?
larger than the other.
Are they like that one thing we fought next to the beacon tower?
Yeah,
Yep,
that's what I.
that's
Yeah.
what they look
That's
like.
what he said. I was like,
Are they as big as that one?
They are bigger.
Bigger
They
than
are
that
bigger.
one.
We might need to turn around. There's two of them.
I don't think we
Yeah,
can
like-
get away at this point, says Yeldan.
You have a quick decision. You can try and break off and leave, or you can face
We
them.
can get multiple shots if we retreat and shoot at them from rear, can't we?
Quick, did we kill that last one?
Yes.
Yeah.
We slaughtered it.
It took
And then
it
we
was
burned
quite a fight, but we did manage it.
ash and then we burnt it. It needs to be burnt in the end.
Did
No,
we?
this is something else.
This is serpent.
Oh, okay.
Braxon turns to Higgimus and says, "Permission to give the order to turn about."
Yeah, let's do that.
Rear firing.
Run
This
away!
is because they're
Turn the
gonna
ship
follow
around.
us.
And as we run, I'll tell Rumpus to start shooting the ballista.
Okay.
Can I cast a spell on the ballista operator? would it affect him if I cast Battle Fate on him? No, it wouldn't because it's reloading.
well-
you wouldn't be able to suddenly reload it at exceptional speed.
It's. I mean, you basically keep it loaded at all times, kind of thing.
Yeah,
in
so we have one shot ready,
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
takes 3 rounds
Give
to
him
reload
axial
after
damage, if anything.
Hmm?
I'm not.
Does it look like we're gonna be
Accuracy's
faster
good.
than them?
It's hard to tell right now since they've just basically left the planetoid. They may be.
What I'll
faster.
suggest is that we try to kite them.
Yeah,
Does anybody know what that term means?
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeldan
out of
does.
game,
He's
we all know.
Probably.
Higgimus will suggest a maneuver in which we keep just a little bit ahead of them, but keep shooting at them.
So a fighting retreat.
Kind of.
Yes.
And I don't know how else you'd elaborate on that, like a spaced
Okay.
out fighting
Well,
retreat.
Rumpus is firing the heavy ballista.
Yep.
And I need the Thaco out.
Can
for
we
that.
help him reload?
Well, since I
no,
got
there-
time,
I mean,
I'm
there
gonna
are people-
switch. I'm gonna
Alright,
switch
yeah.
quivers. So I have the time to.
He's got crew helping him.
Yeah, I mean, that's
That's
standard.
fine.
And where?
If only we had a catapult rather than a ballista, because I found these really fancy cannonballs.
Catapult shot, not
Yeah, then
cannonballs.
rolls.
Sorry, catapult shot.
It's fine.
Magical +0, they are.
Oh, I want to ask something, but I think it would be such an off-topic. It might end up being like 5-minute discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just finish the combat first.
So
I'm switching to my-
Runthus takes aim and he fires the ballista at the lead creature, but the shot misses. The serpents kind of weave and dodge as they move through space, and the ballista bolt flies in between the pair of them.
They slither.
How far away are they? In yards, vaguely. Because my fairy fire's got a range of 80 yards.
they are much farther than that.
Alright, I'll wait until they're in range.
Yeah, Yeldan went below deck and he went and switched quivers.
Yeah, they're.
He doesn't want to use magic arrows, even though they're more damaging. He figures he only has a limited supply.
Yeah, no,
and
that's,
use
right.
it.
That's reasonable. They're well
I'll
outside.
yell.
They're well outside of any
Bow range.
missile range or most spells.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise my crossbow in case they get close, even though
I
I'm
have my-
pretty sure it's not gonna be effective.
I have my bow already, but I'm going to cast first for when stuff happens.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
bless.
it's going to take 4 rounds to reload the ballista. You guys just going to keep trying to
Kite them.
lead
Yes.
them away?
I need to know the distance on them.
Well, we'll
when you say
find out if
4
they
rounds,
make
is that
it
like
around.
4 minutes?
Yeah,
Because
it's
my
4
plus doesn't last very long.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes.
My plus is
Uh,
like 5 minutes or something
Plus
like
is
that.
6.
Wait until they get at least
Yeah, so
2 rounds
lit-
closer.
well, we'll find out here if they're gonna catch up with us or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
see
you're
what
just
happens.
trying to stay out of their range, like keep the same distance while you reload, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Okay.
Let's get the crew ready with their arrows.
Yep.
Just
They
in
should
case
be
they do catch up.
With the general quarters, they should be ready.
Oh, don't we have those mounted crossbows?
Yep.
So
I don't
the,
know where they're mounted though. So
They're
the
mounted
serpents,
on the.
seeing that you're moving away, they kind of move about in place and start backing off back towards the planetoid.
Intelligent.
So how important is it for us to get onto that planetoid?
Do
Go on the
we,
other side.
Right.
do we
Well,
want the treasure? Is the real question.
well, we're assuming those things are hostile. So
Well, if they
I'm
weren't
assuming
before,
they're
they are now. You fired at them.
yeah, we're assuming those things are hostile, and we picked a fight with them. If we go back,
Well,
we're going to have to deal with them.
Well, of course, we're going to assume that they're hostile. The last time we encountered something like that, it attacked us, right?
Without prog.
Well, they
seem
territorial.
Rather powerful, and I don't think our ship can handle them in a straight-out fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to take the damage.
So we can leave it. And
Would it go on the other side?
You don't know. I mean, you could circle around to the other side of the planetoid and try to put down.
Was my augury was on the asteroid itself, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it
got
might
a
even be
feeling
that.
I got a feeling that no matter they're gonna be hot, they're protecting the territory. That's why they left us alone.
I have a feeling that no matter how good this treasure is, it's not worth getting ourselves killed for.
there might not even be any treasure. We are in the middle of the phlogiston.
Well, my augury might have just said that they are themselves the treasure, if
Yeah,
they're
that's-
components of what they're made from.
I thought we'd just leave it alone.
All right, so we want to leave this alone?
Yeah, my
I
augury says it's a
agree.
stance she'll fight, so...
I would feel better having something a little bit more substantial if we were to try to go after them. All right, yeah, let's let
If we had
bygones
a
be bygones.
better
Try to head
ship
on out.
than just a wasp, then I would suggest we go after them. But we're in this tiny ship that they could just destroy in one bite.
Wow. One
Um,
bite?
Yeldan, based on your estimation of seeing the trees through the spyglass and everything like that, you'd guess that they were about 50 feet long, which is shorter
Oh.
than your ship.
They're only 50 feet long, Ockar.
Okay. What do you think their territory will be like? Do you think they'd be likely to be found on the whole planet, or? do you
Well,
think we-
judging, I think
Oh,
that tangle that I pointed out earlier is probably their nest, and that's probably where the treasure is, if there is any.
Right.
Likely from other ships or adventurers coming by and dying to them. They're quite big, and a lot of these things, I'm gonna base that they're like dragons. They get stronger when they get older.
Hmm. How well do you think we could handle them on the ground?
Well, at least we wouldn't have to worry about the ship getting messed up.
They wouldn't have attacked the ship itself. They would have attacked the people on the ship. If any last time was any indication.
Hang on.
We were also on a smaller ship back then too, without a
I've
mounted weapon.
I've still got that. The party might not approve of this. I've still
Go on,
got that poison, and if I were to poison some meat, and if they were to devour that meat,
Ooh.
What type of
I'm
poison
not-
was that?
is ingestible poison. So
What would be a
Oh,
paladin's
that
stance
poison
on-
that you found, that we found out was poison. It
Oh.
might not be a killer poison though. It could be a paralytic.
anything would help.
what would be a paladin's stance on poison use? I don't know what their stance would be in second edition.
You
It's
would
a
not
creature.
approve it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about us using poison.
Would you rather be killed? Well, I'm not.
One, Yeldan points out one. We don't know what type of poison, what the poison actually does. We just know it is a poison that you ingest.
I honestly
So-
don't even remember what it is.
It was a potion that gnome had. And one of
Right. All right.
you knew exactly what it is.
Now I do.
We should be careful about keeping that sort of stuff around. Don't want to accidentally poison
And
ourselves.
we also, as I point to Leva's currently wielding that really souped up rod of something.
I'm not sure that she actually picked
Something.
it up.
Of something, yes.
Well,
Did
yeah,
you actually
I
go-
asked her.
We can try it.
Hold on a second. Did you actually go get it when Yeldan suggested it?
Yes.
Okay.
He asked me whether I wanted, and I said yes. I get it.
Okay. It is very, very heavy and unwieldy for you.
Gosh, this is heavy.
It is very, very, very heavy.
Can you
Higgimus will pick it
describe
up.
it to me once again?
You might actually have to.
So
it.
it's about 2 feet long, with a metal ball on one end, and there are some studs along one side.
And each of those studs have a magical effect. Though we've only discovered like 3 of them.
What have we discovered? I completely forgot.
It's in the party loot.
All right, before we go talk about this, are you guys basically saying nope, nope, nope to the planetoid and heading back through the phlogiston?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we know your opinion. What's everybody else?
I think if we have this rod and we can try it out and maybe actually do something to those things, we should do it.
If people want to have another go, I say we try and circle around and see if we can land.
Well, hang on.
But
Why
this
don't we
thing
try
is
and take
so...
another pot shot at them? Lure them out and take another shot, then run
Mhm.
away again.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
possible.
stopping us from doing that because I got a feeling that's gonna work until we hit them.
Yeah, but then we've hit them.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
I guess
probably
we can
easier.
just keep trying to kite them around while they chase us.
You're
We're not
right.
going to lose all our ammo, though.
You're right. It's probably easier to take them on out here, and if we run out of ammo, then we can run away.
How many shots do we have with Ballista?
40.
We can waste 10. Keep the rest, I guess, for...
Also
Another
pretty
ship.
cheap.
Yeah, Ballista shots cheap. I'll mention if I remember correctly.
All right,
Does
Ald,
that-
we're good.
I
Here we go.
actually...
Hold
I
on, hold
turned
on.
to... Sorry.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go, Ald, we're going to go poke on them again. And we're going to keep on trying to lure them out and shoot them a little bit to whittle them down and then take them out once we think that they're sufficiently weakened.
Okay.
Do we want to let them get nearer to the ship?
No.
How
Keep 'em
much
in
of a
ballista
disadvantage?
Okay,
Is it-
real quick, just a quick side note. Lafdul, if you could make a note for that poison that it's type G.
Yeah.
You don't know this,
okay.
but this is just so that I don't
Yeah.
have to look it up.
Keep
so that you can-
remembering.
you can- so you can just mention that anytime you want to use it in the future. All right, so you're gonna head back after you reload the ballista and be ready to attack it again.
Correct.
Attack them again. All right. Okay. You head back. Basically, the same thing happens. They leave that tangled mess of phlogiston seaweed and start heading towards you. Runthus fires his ballista. And he breaks it.
He breaks the ballista?
Yeah, he
What,
breaks the ballista.
really?
The mechanism snaps. You would have spare parts.
Is there a way to fix it quickly?
No.
No,
No.
that'll probably take a while.
What's the repair time on this?
Probably 20 minutes.
Well, we just go
That's
outrage and
okay.
repair it.
Yeah. If they stop chasing us again.
Let's
Yeah,
break
are they
away.
chasing us?
I
This
look
is-
at... I look at the rod and I see there's something there that's fire weapon. I think...
I think that's how you hold on to that fire weapon. Right? If it is anything like
Nope, you don't know. That's
How easily can I actually handle this thing?
not easily at all.
Holding it in
heavy
two
is it?
hands.
It's
How he-
extremely heavy. Let
I
me look
call
up the
for
actual weight.
Braxon. Braxon, help! I don't think I can test this thing. It's too heavy for me.
All right, Braxton takes it and tries not to press any of the buttons while he's taking it.
Okay. It's heavy, but not all that unwieldy for you. It weighs 10 pounds, by the way.
Right.
The wizard just has
You-
noodle arms.
What am I supposed to do? Club them with it?
You can try that.
How does it work?
Apparently, it's magical.
So,
Well,
hold on. Before we deal with that, Runthus tried firing the ballista, broke the mechanism. Are you guys immediately turning around and getting away again?
Yeah.
I think we had our rear facing them and we just backed up until they came out again and then.
Yeah.
Okay, two things. Yes, we're gonna run away, Ald, until we can decide what we want to do.
Okay.
No need trying to figure out how to do this little rod thing in the middle of maybe getting in a fight for our
Well,
lives. And then also, our ballista Yeldan's on a turret, so I can
Yeah, I
fire
know.
whatever direction you want. Okay.
Can the rod weapon be used at this sort of range?
We don't
You
know
don't
what
know.
it does.
You don't know what it does?
We have no idea.
No one has done anything with it. All right, so you turn around and seeing you basically come in and then immediately turn around, the serpentine creatures return to their nest lair, whatever it is.
All right, so guys, we need to make a definitive thing. Are we going to just go and try to kill these things and see what they have there, or are we just going to not bother with them?
I think
You
this
guys.
rod is an aggressive weapon, and it could probably help us attack those things and maybe even kill them.
I would recommend repairing the ballista. We don't have to go into a fight against these creatures without a ballista.
Yeah, we should repair the ballista, and I guess one of us should try to use the rod on the monsters when we go against them again. Like, just test one of the buttons and see what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The best way we can
Oh.
tell is by aiming the rod at the thing and press a button.
Yes. I
Well,
agree.
the thing is it also, if I remember correctly, the weapon itself has, the staff itself also has command words or something that needs.
Does it?
Because apparently, I don't know, because you said it can do magic power, paralyze, cause fear, and restore life to another.
Well, we don't know.
You really don't know. None of you have done
Without
any
the
testing on
studs.
this. You cast the spells, and we're basically like, ooh, super powerful. Let's leave it alone.
Yeah.
So what's
Only
happening?
way
If,
to tell. The only
what
way
will
we-
happen if we accidentally turn on the fire weapon?
We don't know.
Boom. Big
I
bada
guess
boom,
there'd be a big explosion.
maybe.
Considering how heavily enchanted it is.
But I'm willing to be the guinea pig here.
All right, you guys figure out what to do with this rod first before we go back in. I'll instruct Runthus to actually start repairing the ballista, and then once they get that figured out, then we'll go back in and attack.
Okay. All right, so you kind of stay away from the planetoid for the 20 minutes it takes to replace the part on the heavy ballista.
Yes,
and you're
please.
gonna head back in.
You want to
Do-
give me
Alt, can we read any of the writing on the rod? Or is there writing on the rod?
there is no writing
Do the
on the rod.
stats have labels?
There is no writing on the rod.
I'm sure we might have labeled the two studs that we identified.
Did we?
I don't believe you identified any of the studs.
Yes, we did. We got very powerful melee weapon for one stud and fire weapon for the other stud.
I read that, but when did we move? How did we actually use it to find out that it has a very powerful melee weapon?
Identify?
Identify, yeah. We
Okay.
used a lot of identifier on it and
Right.
still
well,
haven't
if you,
figured out everything it can do.
if
Not
you
everything.
want, if you want, I'll be happy to keep Age's burden in its hoop and fight with this thing and press the
Well,
buttons.
I'm not very good with my ranged weapons, so I could give it a shot too.